Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Pizza Boy. These guys are up in Pennsylvania. Owls of Hampton / Pizza Boy. This is their Sunny Side Up Bourbon Barrel Aged version. This was sent to me by Rico. I remember having this beer, but not this version. Rico writes here, Pizza Boy 2017. Pizza Boy Sunny Side Up Bourbon Barrel Aged 9.5%. Oatmeal Imperial Stout brimming with locally sourced coffee from Little Amps and Harrisburg. Aged in Woodford Reserve barrels. Very nice. Very nice bourbon there. Said he traded for this particular one. He said his trader told him the brewery only released, and it's $7.50 a can for this 16-ounce can. I reviewed the regular version of this last year. The canned on date is on the bottom, but it is mirrored. It says bourbon barrel aged 04/03/17. You have to hold the can up to a mirror to flip the words. Enrico writes, pretty dumb if you ask me. I would agree. It's probably a bunch of jumbled up mumbo unless you flip it over into the mirror. And I haven't even looked at the bottom of it to see that. Let me look. Yeah, everything's written backwards. So you have to hold it up to a mirror to be able to read it. Unless you're good at reading backwards. So, yeah. Yeah. Everybody's got their little niches that they do, and as long as it's on there, that's the main thing. Like I said, I did, like he said, I did the regular version of this. This is the bourbon barrel aged edition of this, and brewery only release. So glad he got his hands on one and sent it to me. Hopefully he got more than one so he could taste it too. He doesn't give me that information. Rico is a good friend of mine. Exceptional. He's come down, spent some time with me. I can't wait till he comes back. A lot of the subscribers have asked for that, so me and him can do reviews together. Hopefully in 2018 he'll be able to get some time off where he can come back down here, and we're gonna do it again. I can't wait for that to happen, and we shall see. Hopefully he'll be able to do it pretty quick. I'd like to see him as soon as he can get the time off to come down and spend some time. Alright guys, let's get on with this one. I gave you the alcohol is 9.5. I don't have the IBUs on this beer. It's not on the can, it's not on Untappd, it's not on Beer Advocate. So a lot of these breweries like to keep that information secret. But we do have the canned on date and the ABV, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad on this particular style. It is a coffee beer, so you probably wouldn't want to sell of this one very long because the coffee does fade like hop stew. So if you did get your hands on this, you probably ought to drink it. Even though he traded for this and it was done, according to him, April 3rd of 17. I'm sure this has probably been a little tastier in April or May, even June of 2017 than we're going to have right now as far as the coffee notes. Now, a lot of times the coffee fades pretty quick. I have had beers that are a year old, and I'm still getting big time notes of coffee. So let's see what this one brings to the table. Hopefully we're going to get some good coffee notes on it and get some good bourbon notes on it. So that's all we need to talk about. So without further ado, let's get this can popped open. Pop the top. Oh yeah. All right, into the glass we go, guys. And while I am pouring this, oh man, this is pitch black coming out. The cheeses are buttery, brie good Havarti, Swiss, General, chocolate digestive. The meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware, pint, Beckernonic, tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter today. It says can be sold for a long period. Just remember it's done with Little Amps coffee roaster. It's got coffee. It's brewed with coffee. So those notes may fade over time. About 1/8 of an inch of head on that's all we got, but it is pitch black, guys. Not getting any light at all to it. Very typical of a stout. Let's get it to the nose, see what we get. I'm getting roasted malt, guys. I'm not getting a lot of coffee on the nose. Maybe some dark fruit, some raisins. But on the nose, I'm afraid we're not getting the coffee. So, I mean, here we are. This is the 30th of December of 2017. This was done in April. 4, 6, 8 months old. Let's see if we get anything in the taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Ever so slight hint of some roasted coffee, but it is very subtle now, guys. Little bit of the bourbon. I don't know how long they left it in the bourbon barrels, but the bourbon and the coffee is a little subdued at this stage. When you see something that's had coffee, brewed with coffee, you need to drink that pretty quick. I regard those beers just like I do IPAs. You need to have them within the first 90 days after they're canned or bottled. To me, it almost has like a grape or venomous characteristics to it right now. Like it was aged in Cabernet barrels instead of bourbon barrels. The bourbon is very subdued, guys, and the coffee is very subdued. Disappointed in that. But, like I said, if you see something that's got coffee written on it, you need to drink it pretty quick. Otherwise it's going to fade over time and you're not going to get it. I'm getting more grape-esque characteristics to the beer than I am any kind of bourbon or coffee. That's a shame. That's a shame. We're going to do the backhand pour here and get it into the glass. And maybe as I sip on it and it warms up to room temperature, some of those other bourbon notes and coffee notes will come out. So let's see. I'm going to sip on it for a while, let it taste it, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Now that it's warmed up a little bit, I am getting some of the bourbon notes, but the coffee is so subdued. Unless you told me this was brewed with coffee, I would not be able to detect it. It's the coffee is fading completely out on it right now, which is a shame. Drink your coffee, stouts and porters, anything brewed with coffee. You need to have it pretty quick, just like you do IPA or a double IPA. If you want to get that freshest, up in your face aroma of hops or coffee, you need to do it pretty quick. And like I said, I've had coffee beers. I still have coffee in them a year afterward. This one, not so much. And like I said, I am getting a little bit more of the bourbon notes now that it's warmed up a little bit than I did when it was right out of the fridge cold. But I don't think they left it in the bourbon barrels very long. I mean, maybe that's where they were going. They didn't want the bourbon to overpower the beer. And you got to realize, if they brew it with coffee and then they put it in a bourbon barrel, depending on how long they left it in the bourbon barrel, while it's in the bourbon barrel, the coffee is fading. And let's say put the coffee back in before it's canned or bottled. I just don't see how you can bourbon barrel age a coffee beer, guys. Most of the beers that I have still had coffee in it 3, 6, 8, 12 months afterwards were not bourbon barrel aged. So if they left it in the bourbon barrel a month, 3, 6, 8, 12 months, while it's in those barrels, the coffee is just fading away. So coffee stouts are not, in my opinion, a good candidate to put in a bourbon barrel, because while it's sitting in the bourbon barrels, the coffee fades away. So, just my opinion though. I'm sure there's people that disagree with that. That's just my opinion. It has such a sweet grape taste to it now, almost like it was put in some kind of Cabernet barrels or something now. Decent beer, but I'm just sad that the coffee has faded away as much as it has. Final joke. It is very smooth for a 9.5%. I'm not getting any of that alcohol. I'm getting more alcohol from the bourbon barrels than I am from the actual beer. Wow. I'm just a little bit sad that the coffee has faded as much as it has. I was really hoping that the coffee had lasted, and it has not. I'm not getting the coffee, guys. So they could have brewed this without the coffee and probably got the same notes that I'm getting now. So I hate it for the people that provided the little Amps coffee roasters, because I'm not getting their coffee. It's faded completely out now. So, but I'm glad I got to try this particular version of it, the bourbon barrel aged version of it. Just remember, guys, like I said, coffee beers need to drink pretty quick, just like IPAs and double IPAs, to get the maximum aroma from the hops or the coffee, as this one is. And they put it in bourbon barrels. That coffee's fading away while it's sitting there in those bourbon barrels. So, just not a fan of coffee beers being aged in bourbon barrels because of that. So, enough said. To me, guys, it's an A- beer right now because I'm not getting that coffee. I would give this a 90. So, let's go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate has 4.24, which is their A- scale also. And over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.28. A-. I'm gonna consider that an A-. That's pretty close to their A score, because you got to grade those guys on such a curve. But not getting the coffee at all. It's so subdued. I'm just not getting it, guys. And now that it's warmed up a little bit, I am getting hints of the bourbon. Very smooth bourbon. Nice roasted malt. Hints of some chocolate, maybe some raisins or dates or plums, but no coffee. So, if you've had this particular version, the bourbon and barrel aged version of the Sunny Side Up from Pizza Boy, let me know what you think. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.